Welcome back to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast. And in case you're just joining us, you're listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast with Emmy, Hikins, and Trevor.
I only say that when you say about the Titanic being unsinkable. This was said of this particular boat that it was unsinkable, and surely it wasn't. So it's always a dangerous thing to say about anything, really. It can't go wrong. Always a dangerous thing to say. But yeah, in that case, it was a very sad ending to what should have been a pleasure trip.
Yeah. Perhaps don't say anything is unsinkable, like you said.
No, don't say it's unsinkable. Absolutely right. Yeah.
You might be jinxing it. You will tell me if anything is unsinkable. If an aircraft is uncrashable, you will tell me.
Yeah, if anybody ever said that, you don't go on the plane. Don't ever touch it with a barge pole. Absolutely, not worth it. Humans can be very fallible, so be careful.
Absolutely. Now the next one is something that really concerns you and me, which is music. And it's one that's been causing a lot of I wouldn't say a lot, because there's been other bands in the past that's been a little more controversial, but this one is controversial because it's got itself involved in an ongoing political issue at the moment, and I don't know if you've heard about I think it's a rap group called Kneecap. Have you heard about?
Yeah, I've heard of them. Yeah, I have heard of them. Yeah.
So this group called Kneecap, they've, I think maybe not the whole group, but certainly the lead singer has been questioned by police, or been cautioned by police, or is having to appear in court, something on that line, anyway. Where is made a controversial statement about the ongoing crisis in the Middle East between Israel and Palestine. Now, I believe we've talked about this before in the past, where we've actually asked ourselves as musicians whether it's a wise thing to, as a singer or as a band, to get involved in ongoing or other political issues for that matter. What are your thoughts on these?
Yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because we could also liken that to, say, Gary Lineker, who effectively lost his job eventually after lots and lots of political statements on Twitter, on X. Yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because if you are lucky enough to have a platform, as anything really, as a celebrity, as a famous person, an actor, actress, musician, comedian, all sorts of things which are basically considered to be leisure industries. You go to the theatre, you go to the cinema, and people have their roles to play, and they're usually very good at it. But sometimes it must be tempting when the world of politics around the world and in our own country, if you sort of are a type of person who feels passionately about things, who can get angry at perceived injustices and so on, then it would be very tempting sometimes to use your platform of being known, being famous, to make your point, to state your view, whatever it might be. So, and I'm not going to say that is always wrong,
right?
Because ultimately, I think it's one of Shakespeare's lines. Above all, it says, I forget what play it was from, but above all, to thine own self be true. And I think that it's applicable in so many parts of life. We can we can not always be honest if we feel we don't want to upset someone, and we don't want to upset somebody. But sometimes we have to learn to say no if we're asked to do something. If it's not appropriate, if we're a so-called people pleaser, then we find it quite hard to be as honest with others as we might be and say, no, I don't have time to do that, blah, blah, blah. But honesty to thine own self be true is important. So I can understand somebody if they radically disagree with something political or a policy of a party or somewhere in another part of the world. I can see why they might use their platform, because they would say, well, I'm a human being like anybody else, and I've got my views, and as I've got an opportunity to share my views, I will do that. So I think there are definitely circumstances where I could understand people doing that, and they do it.
We're going to take a short break now. We're back shortly. You've been listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show with Trevor and Emmy Hikins. The Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast is looking for sponsors. If you're a company out there looking to spread the word about the products and services you provide, please get in touch with Deepstuff Radio Podcast on info@deepstuffrecords.com, or to use the contact form on our website to contact us, please visit radio.deepstuffrecords.com. Also, if you're looking to get involved on the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast, reach out via our Deepstuff Radio Facebook page. Thank you.